Enterprises. Today is December 9th, 2024. Silver is just below $32 per ounce, and gold is somewhere around 2,660, give or take. It is Monday here in the shop, so I thought we would do a premiums video, inventory update type video. And then I pulled together 4 or 5 questions / comments that people left on a couple of our earlier previous videos, and I thought we would respond to those and also maybe see what you guys and gals think about those questions / comments. All right, Tim, 1 ounce gold eagles, 1 ounce gold buffaloes, we got them. We're buying them at spot price of gold, selling them at the spot price of gold plus 4%. 1/10 ounce gold eagles are buying at melt plus 4%, selling at melt plus 11%. 1/4 ounce gold eagles are buying at melt plus 2%, selling at melt plus 9%. 1/2 ounce gold eagles are buying at melt, selling at melt plus 7%. If you're unsure about how to calculate the melt value of fractional precious metals, please check out that video that Tim has pinned to the top of his channel, or also embedded as a link in the description of this video. It gives a great tutorial on how to do that. And also, these prices for gold eagles and gold buffaloes, fractional and 1 ounce, are for BU retail friendly material. Scratched up jewelry, gray pocket pieces, we will buy them, but we obviously buy them for less. 1 ounce gold foreign coins, 1 ounce gold bars and below, fractional gold. So this includes your maple leafs, Krugerrands, koalas, lunar coins, kangaroos, pandas, and then the older foreign coin like sovereigns and ducats and lira and marks and francs and all that type of material, and 1 ounce gold bars and bars up to 1 ounce in size. Also, U.S. gold commemorative coins like your $5 and $10 commems, and ungraded raw pre-33 gold. We buy at 98% of spot or 98% of melt. And we right now do have some 1 ounce gold Krugerrands in the shop. If you're interested in purchasing them, we will sell them to you at spot, whatever that may be at the time that you come in. So, and that is all the foreign gold that we have at the moment are those 5 1 ounce gold Krugerrands. But if you're looking for 1 ounce gold, we got it at the spot price of gold. We have platinum eagles in the shop. We are buying 1 ounce platinum eagles at the spot price of platinum plus $120 per ounce. I know that's crazy. And we're selling it at the spot price of platinum plus $170 per ounce. I forgot to check to see what the price of platinum is, but whatever it is, plus 120 is what we're buying it at, and we're selling it at spot plus 170. Stocking stuffers live in the shop, ready for the holidays. We have common date MS63 Morgan silver dollars at 70. Common date MS64 Morgan silver dollars at $90 a piece. I'm out of 65s at the moment. These are all PCGS or NGC graded Morgan silver dollars that are common date Morgans from 1878 to 1904. You will see various levels of toning on these coins, and you will see various generational holders. So if you're interested in those, please check out the showcases. We got them live in the shop, ready to go. Eventually, we'll get some 65s back in the shop. All right, yeah, that's all of that. And let's get into junk silver and generic silver. We are buying at the spot price of silver minus $1. This includes foreign silver too. We are selling junk 90 and generic silver at the spot price of silver plus 50 cents per ounce. That includes your 1964 and before. It's junk silver dimes, quarters, $half. We got 10 ounce bars, we got kilo bars, I got a couple 20 ounce bars, 5 ounce bars, 1 ounce rounds, solid design tubes of rounds. These are usually going to be like Buffalo, SD Bullion, APMAX type material. We got 1 ounce bars live in the shop. We got, I think, 2 or 3 kilos live. We got a couple 100 ounce bars live. All that material we are selling it at the spot price of silver plus 50 cents per ounce. And we're buying it at the spot price of silver minus $1 per ounce. We have some retail friendly foreign silver. These are going to be solid date tubes of retail friendly silver 1 ounce coins. We got a number of tubes of maple leafs in the shop. We got a couple tubes of Britannias, maybe a tube or two, well, definitely a tube, maybe 2 of the kangaroos. These are not going to be milky coins. They're going to be solid date, retail friendly coins. So if you're interested in solid date tubes of maples, Britannias, or kangaroos, come on in. We got them, and we're selling them at the spot price of silver plus $1 per ounce. And I don't know if you'll find a cheaper price out there, folks. All right, off-quality American Silver Eagles. We buy them at the spot price of silver plus 50 cents per ounce, and we sell them for the spot price of silver plus $2 per ounce. This is going to be for random date off-quality American Silver Eagles. So these are going to be coins that come in the shop, onesie-twosie, mixed date tubes. So that means you got tubes and they're not all the same date in the tube. They got milk spots on them. They could be scruffy, surface abrasions, colorized. Anything that just anything that would make them something that we would consider off quality, not retail friendly. We buy these at the spot price of silver plus 50 cents per ounce, and we sell them for the spot price of silver plus $2 per ounce. Now, if you're looking for solid date, retail friendly American Silver Eagles, we do have those. We buy them at the spot price of silver plus $2 per ounce, and we sell them for the spot price of silver plus $4 per ounce. So it's going to be for solid date tubes of American Silver Eagles that are retail friendly. They do not have milk spots on them. They will not have surface abrasion. So if you're looking for nice retail friendly Silver Eagles, we got them. They're at a spot price of silver plus $4 per ounce. Now, if you bring in Silver Eagles for us to sell, we definitely appreciate that, but we do go through the tubes. Even if they're straight out of a monster box, solid date tubes, if we go through them, we start seeing milk spots, we are going to consider them off quality. All right, so with the lack of demand out there, people have just become ultra critical on the condition of their bullion when it comes to American Silver Eagles and foreign silver. It's just the way it is at this time. Tim, did I miss anything?
Yeah, it sounds like we got everything covered.
All right, so how do we accept payment here in the shop? We accept payment via cash, wire, Zelle, and also scrap metal. Oh, I forgot to put the sterling silver out. We accept scrap metal like 10 karat, 14, 18, 22 karat jewelry that you just don't wear anymore, can't wear, broken, don't like. Whatever the reason may be, you don't want it anymore. If it's just laying in a jewelry box, we will cash you out at 90% of value, or you can use that as trade towards your purchase of stackable precious metals at 90% of its value. So if you have $1,000 worth of gold jewelry, we're going to pay you $900. If you got $100,000 worth of gold jewelry, we're going to pay you $90,000. Same is true on sterling silver flatware, hollowware, tableware, sterling silver rounds, and tea sets. It all goes based on the purity of the metal, the weight of the metal, and then the price of gold or silver at the time of the transaction. Now remember, scrap gold and scrap sterling silver are considered secondhand goods in the state of Florida. We are located in Florida, so that means 2 things. 1, we operate on the Eastern time zone. 2, also we have to have we have to see your driver's license or state ID card when we're making these transactions, because these are considered secondhand goods. We are a secondhand dealer, so we have some paperwork we have to fill out for the state when it comes to when we purchase these types of metals. But a lot of people take advantage of this program, so if you're interested in converting or cashing out your scrap precious metals, please reach out to the shop. We will pay you 90% of value, or we will convert it at 90% rate into stackable precious metals. So if you're interested in that, please take advantage of it. We're happy to do so here in the shop, and every week people are taking advantage of that program, either just cashing it out or trading it for other stackable precious metals. I would say the ratio is probably 80% probably just cash it out, and the other 20% actually do put the funds towards the purchase of something else. So either way, we are very happy to help. So last week we obviously put out a couple videos, and there were some couple questions and couple comments that I thought we would respond to here in this video that people left on last week, and I thought maybe the group could benefit from it as a whole and also put in their 2 cents. So what do you think about that, Tim?
Let's do it.
All right. Clatz Op Coin 8666 asked the question, what do you see happening with precious metals and the Trump tariffs? Well, a lot could happen depending on what the tariffs actually come down to be. Was all that tough tariff talk during the campaigning, was it just campaign talk? Or are we actually going to see tariffs come down? Trump has thrown out the number 25% on all Canadian and Mexican products coming across the board or the border. I mean, we'll see if that actually happens. For example, if that did happen though, and they put a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods come across, well, I mean, you're going to see an explosion in premium on Canadian products, the new products. It won't affect, in my opinion, the product that's already here in the country, especially with the lack of demand that there is right now. But it would definitely, all newly minted product coming in from the Canadian Mint would obviously be severely impacted. Definitely would, kill the demand for even more so, even though there's hardly any demand right now for gold and silver bullion in the scheme of things. So it'd even kill that demand even further. But what is real and what is actually going to happen versus the campaign talk, we see a lot of rhetoric, a lot of promises on the campaign trails over my entire life, made on both sides of the aisle that just never happened. So we shall see. And but if they are imposed, and they are imposed at the levels that he was saying, there will be significant impacts on incoming newly minted material. I don't think there will be any impact on already minted material in country. So especially with these levels of demand. Maybe if silver and gold went back down, but right now with the lack of demand and for bullion products and the elevated price of both gold and silver right now, I just don't think that is going to have too much of an effect. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah. All I could think about was George Bush with read my lips, no more taxes.
No more taxes, that's right. So we all know the games that they play on the campaign trail. So we shall see. On a personal level or a professional level here for the shop, I hope they do. It would bring I hope they do impose the tariffs, because it will bring the focus back in on American products, which I'm all for at every level, whether it's bullion or any other kind of consumable good, and also on in-country produced generic silver and gold. So I would be all for it if it did happen. All right. Family of 430 says, or asks, if the precious metals market is impacted so much by the much larger paper derivative market, which of course it obviously is, there's no question about that, why do the miners and local dealers like you as a whole even care what the spot price is? Well, there's two different groups there. The miners being the people who actually pull the price of gold or pull the metal out of the earth, and then guys like me who are slinging processed, finalized goods. So if a miner is actively going after just silver, and you have to look up the rates and see what amount of silver is processed as just a waste product from other mining operations. But if a miner is just pulling silver out of the earth for the sake of harvesting silver, of course the spot price of silver matters everything to them, because they have a operating costs and overhead just like any other operation, and the value for their finished good or whatever they're harvesting has to exceed their operating costs or the business doesn't exist. So I mean, of course miners care, obviously for that reason. If their sole purpose is pulling silver out of the earth, check, I forget the rates, I should have looked it up before. The amount of silver though that is made available to the industry as a whole or all industries, is there's a large amount of it that comes out of the earth as a waste byproduct. So I should have looked up the numbers to see what the actual ratio of that is. But those miners who are pulling other things out of the earth may not care as much because it's just a waste product. They capitalize in on it for wherever they can. So let's get to the second part. Why would local dealers like myself even care what the spot price is? I don't care what the spot price of silver is. So we operate within the premiums. That's what I care about. What are the premiums? So now the only time I could really care what the spot price of silver is if it got really astronomically high. Then we start having questions about security. But other than that, I don't care what the price of silver, gold, platinum is. We operate within our margins. Let's say right now silver is what, $32 an ounce. Well, let's say it dropped to 20 in a week, right? I wouldn't care at all. In fact, it would be better for business because I know it would drive demand. So we would just have to sell our silver that we have in-house that we bought at the $30 to $32 range. Obviously loss on that, but you just replace it with material that is cheaper at that time. So even though you lost money on some product, we're just replacing it with cheaper product. So we just maintain that position, and we don't care what the price of silver is. It could be $10 an ounce, it could be $5 an ounce, it could be $50 an ounce, doesn't matter. If it got higher than probably $40 per ounce, then we're going to talk about security and other things to go along with it, just as a function of operation. But with margins, we don't care what the price of silver is. All right, then going along with that, user Common Zens says it's disappointing that the best silver could do in all of the turmoil was $35 an ounce. That sentiment is definitely widely felt across the whole stacking community. I think these last, I think the COVID years really has just reinforced and solidified how manipulated the market, the silver market is, going back to the family of fours comment that it's controlled or manipulated so much by the paper derivative market. So I mean, that spotlight has clearly been shown brightly on the silver community as a whole. It's undeniable that with, what do we get up to, 8% CPI, Tim? Mm-hmm. And like this viewer says, silver got to 35 at the max. That says everything right there. I agree with that. It is definitely disappointing. That's all it could do. I mean, 1981, 82, whatever the height was at when the Hunt brothers did their thing, it was $50 an ounce or thereabouts, and has gotten back up to those ranges once in the last 40 some years. I mean, $50 an ounce back in 1982 is a hell of a lot more than $50 an ounce in 2024 too. So I mean, obviously there's gross manipulation here. Why is there manipulation? Well, there's a lot of conspiracy theory around that. In one sense, to me, it makes sense for the powers that be to keep it cheap so they can keep the production of electronics and other silver consumable goods low, so that they can stay competitive and also keep moving those TVs and those electronics out the door to make money. That is part of it. Other part of it is, who's the largest owner of physical silver here in the country now? Well, that's JP Morgan and Chase, whatever that combination is. And they own more than the COMEX. So obviously bankers want to make money. So they do that by the manipulation of silver. You got to think about it. Silver goes up and down 50 cents in a day. That means nothing to a guy or gal that's stacking silver. But when you own millions upon millions of ounces, whether it's physical or paper, that's huge amounts of money. So, whatever the combination of those two reasons is why the price of silver is manipulated, I don't know. But obviously over the since COVID, I don't think anyone can convince me that the price of silver is not grossly manipulated. I don't think there's any way to argue that it's not. It doesn't appear to be an organic market at all. So that's just my 2 cents. And of course, what do you guys and gals thinking about that? Hold Fast Joe 8841 says, I have been selling all of my fancy schmancy proof coins and just sold my last gold back. Bullion and junk silver are the only things I kept. I think that's perfect. I am a straight bullion and junk silver, straight gold eagle guy. Your foreign gold's fine too, as long as you understand the tax ramifications if you really start aggressively buying it once you go to sell it. As long as you can operate within those limits. I don't agree with ever buying anything that's considered a secondhand good as a long-term investment or a speculative engine. But I agree with Hold Fast Joe 100%. There's no point to me in buying an ounce of silver, for example, for an elevated, like a grossly elevated premium, other than the fact that you think, hey, I like that Donald Duck coin, or I like this fancy coin with a dragon on it. At the end of the day, as long as we're buying and selling those with the understanding that they are collectibles, like a baseball card, and not a something that you can count on when you go to sell it for the premium, I think that's fine. I mean, everyone has their thing that they like to collect or they think is neat, and that's cool. What's life without whimsy, right, Tim?
Exactly.
Yeah. So as a whole, though, when you're thinking about dollar for dollar wise, when you're really getting into the speculation of gold and silver, I agree with Hold Fast Joe 100%. Straight bullion, straight junk silver is the way to go. And really, getting to the junk silver thing, please understand the math that goes along with calculating junk silver. You really, if you're thinking about, or you are stacking junk silver, you really do need to understand the conversion on that. We get a lot of people that come in and have, they're like, I got to buy silver dimes. Okay, great. Well, what's a silver dime worth? I'm like, I mean, we can explain that to you, but at the end of the day, you need to know that. So, and that is a very simple equation and calculation to do on your own. And Tim's got that video pinned to the top of the channel. You can watch that. It's a 5-10 minute video, and it will clear as day explain how to make those calculations. So, you guys and gals in YouTube land, no. All right. I think that's all. It's interesting. He said he just sold my last gold back. We had a meeting with the distributor here about selling gold backs out of the shop here, and we kind of got hung up on their contract because they part of the contract was that we had to accept gold backs back across the counter at whatever their established take back rate was, and I wasn't down with that, and because that just doesn't make sense. Tim carries a gold back around in his wallet that is folded in half and creased. Well, how can I sell, or who's going to want to buy a creased and damaged gold back, but I'm required to take it back? It just doesn't make sense. So I told the distributor, it's like, hey, change the verbiage, get rid of that part that I have to take them back, and we'll sell the Florida gold backs here in the shop. But we haven't heard anything since from the distributor. He said he was going to do it, but we haven't heard. So that's kind of where we're at with the gold back situation here in the shop. You got anything to add to that, Tim? Because I know you know the guy a little bit.
Get back to us. Change the verbiage.
Yeah. So Tim's all about the gold backs.
I like them.
Yeah, so that's cool. All right, one of our local regular customers, this is the last one we'll go over. His username is ALOL Cat. So whatever that means, but he's a good guy. He comes in the shop all the time. Local business owner, so we tip our hat to him. He says bullion is fungible, easy to calculate. No toner tax. No, I found 500 of these, so the price went down. No, that the grading company isn't trustworthy, etc., etc. That's exactly right. Spot on, 100%. There's no questioning, hey, I got these tubes of 1 ounce silver buffalo rounds, what are they worth? There's no questioning that. What is my 1878 Carson City Morgan MS65 worth? It's in a PCGS holder. Well, then all of a sudden it becomes somewhat subjective. So he's exactly right. Oh, there's toning on one side, there's not toning on the other. There's a little chip in the holder. This and that. Looks like the coin's been clean, even though it's been straight graded. All those kind of conversations happen when you're talking about collectible coins, just like the baseball card market or anything else that you could or want to collect. Bullion straight, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. What's my gold eagle worth? That's a simple question to answer. There's no magic to that. What's my 10 ounce sunshine bar worth? No, there's no magic to that. Pretty straight. What's any of the product on here worth? Not a lot of questioning that. The only time it comes to questioning is this kind of stuff here. You just leave it there. This kind of material, people can question what the true value of it is. And that's why we sell them as gifts and promote them as collectibles rather than speculative or investment vehicles. So, great observation by ALOL Cat. Great observation by Hold Fast Joe. Great observation by Common Sense. So what do you guys and gals think about that? I appreciate those comments and questions. Keep them coming. Every so often we'll do a little thing here where we respond to them or answer them and see if it helps the community or gets the community talking. What do you think, Tim?
Let's get talking, people.
All right. Anything else that we need to add?
We are in store only, so
Right.
come on by when we're open and try to get here before 3:30.
Yeah, we are through the rest of 2024. We're not doing any shipping. We've already talked about that. We'll resume shipping in 2025, and we'll update our program at that point. And yes, we are here in the shop live for any and all needs, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And remember, we are in the East, so please, if we're going to reach out to the shop and call, please do so during those hours Eastern time zone. You guys and gals have a great day. We appreciate all the business. Thank you.